So, now what? What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? What's going on, guys? What's going on, Basement Dweller? Guys, I'm up here in Forest Lake visiting the video game store in the far north. Where is the laser? I want the laser. This sucks. Can't stop it, so we gotta punch it. Yeah. What's up, Basement Dwellers? Uncle Danny here in the very under-constructed Rosedale Mall, checking out our very first game store that is located in a mall, Games & Go. Here with Amanda. Good to see ya.
Yeah.
And yeah, just let's get right to it and see what the store has to offer.
All right, so the first thing you're gonna see upon walking in is either gonna be this side with the Xbox games or the PS2 games. Let's start here. So we have just a bunch of Xbox original games, and we're always running a deal going on for buy two, get one free. We have some movies. We try not to make that our thing, though. We don't take them in anymore. But if you're hankering for a movie, we've got a selection here.
You can buy them, just don't try to bring them in to trade them in.
All right, over here we have the next step up. We have the Xbox 360. We usually have a pretty good selection of this in. We get a lot of trade-ins, so it's always changing. If I come in on one Monday and then the next Monday, this will be completely different. So this is worth coming in for just to check in weekly.
Sure, I see a lot of it is $5 and under, so if you're looking to up your Xbox 360 collection, definitely might want to check it out here because there's a lot here for under $5.
Yep, yeah, we always try to make it, like, if it's something that, you know, is kind of old, or like if GameStop's doing it for, I don't know, $10, like we usually try to do a bit better than that. We'll go down to the $5 range, so.
And then we got the Wii.
Yeah, so this is a little bit aesthetically not too pleasing, but we had to make do with our limited space. So we have our Xbox One games up here. It's a little limited right now just because it's still current gen and nobody really wants to part with them yet. But below that, we have a bunch of Wii games. And we actually get a pretty good selection, not just a bunch of shovelware. I mean, granted, we have shovelware, but we also have a lot of good stuff in here too, some of which we keep in case.
Like the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess right here, which very reasonably priced.
This is part 2 of aesthetically unpleasing, but we have our PS4 up here, and it's the same deal with the Xbox One. It's just people don't want to trade them in yet. But below that, we have a pretty nice selection of GameCube games, and while we don't get trade-ins for GameCube games often, we still feel like we got a pretty nice selection because, I mean, we always try to keep that in stock. We know it's a very popular system.
Nintendo, everything's always highly sought after when it comes to collectible games.
Yeah.
It is the go-to of all collectors. It seems to be Nintendo down the road. Not always the same generation, but it seems to always be Nintendo. I don't really know anyone who says, I'm going to try to get every single PS2 game out there. I'm going to start with the Madden collection.
Yeah. And speaking of not Nintendo, we have Sega Genesis games complete in the box over here. Usually we keep like anything up to, I don't know, this is a lot of sports titles currently, but usually if we have something really nice, this is where you'll find it. And then below that, we have some DS games, just because it fit the shelf. It was a perfect cozy little spot for it, so if you want complete in-box DS games, we have them out there. Come over here. We've got the continuation of the Sega stuff. Up here we have some Saturn games and a couple Sega CD, but not nearly as many Saturn ones. We get anything that is badly damaged, then we don't put it out on the shelf because we know people are serious about Sega Saturn and Sega CD, so we want to make sure we get the best of that out there. And then we've got a selection, pretty small, of Dreamcast, but in here it's not just sports stuff. Usually Dreamcast is pretty bad with all the sportswear, but we've got a lot of selection to choose from here. So the wall of PlayStation 1. We have a lot of PlayStation 1, not just bad titles, we got a lot of good ones. So this is all of our PS3. Usually these shelves are usually overflowing. We actually have the problem of games falling off of our shelves. So PS3, if you're ever looking for games for that, or if you're collecting, we're a good place for you to stop because we have issues with getting all the stuff that it's a lot.
And here it is, the wall of PS2.
The wall of PS2. Yep, we have the same deal going on as original Xbox. You get buy two, get one free. That's all the time. We don't ever have specific days for that sale. And we have tons of games, good, bad, in between. So
I'm thinking maybe I should get a couple bad ones.
over here we have some commons for N64 and Super Nintendo. We usually if it's not something that's glass case worthy, it's going to be right out here. It's one of the first things to walk in and see. So we like to make sure that what people usually want is right there on display. And over here we have our NES commons, but we also have some things. If it's up to the $15 range, it's usually on display because we know people don't really want to fuss around with glass cases. They just want to pick up and buy. Is our case of kind of expensive oddities. So we have an in-box Sega CD, in-box Atari 2600, Brave N64. We keep all of our pretty neat collectible things. It's just wow, that's so weird. I've never seen that before. Or wow, that's awesome. You still have that in the box. This is where it's going to be, right in the front for you to see. And you should always come in, check it out because we put stuff in there a lot, pretty frequently.
And that right there, that's a first gen
that's
Sega
first
CD.
generation.
And it works. Everything's guaranteed to work.
We test everything.
First gen Sega CD, hard to find one that works. You can find them easily, but they're always broken. That's why they switched to Gen 2.
Right. And then speaking of Sega, again, this is where we keep all of our common and sports title stuff for Sega Genesis. So usually this is more localized to sports. If we ever get into Sega Genesis stuff that's really good, we keep it over in the glass case, which I should show you. So over here we have probably my favorite case because this is where we put basically our rare oddities. So if we have a rare Sega CD game or a Saturn game or something that's odd like 3DO or CDI, it's going to be in this case. So if you're ever in here, make a beeline for the case that has a computer on top of it because that's where we're going to keep our neat stuff. Over here we have some more generalized Nintendo stuff that's on the higher end. So we have our handhelds, we have some of the top shelf Pokemon games, anything that's complete in the box. This is where we're going to be keeping some of that. Also our N64 games that are really sought after, like Conquerors and whatnot. That's going to be in this case. So if you're a big Nintendo fan, this is probably the case that you're going to want to make a beeline for when you come in. This is kind of an assortment just due to space. It used to be our Super Nintendo case, but now it's kind of more of some higher end Wii and some miscellaneous items that we just keep in to fill space. But if you're looking for Super Nintendo, if that's your area, this is where we keep our nice stuff.
Down here is the one that impresses me the most, the complete.
Yeah, this is our crown jewel. This is where we have a lot of our complete in-box and just really high-end NES games. So if you're an NES collector, you are looking for something, it's in nice condition, complete. Even we got some sealed stuff in here, legitimately sealed. We made damn sure. This is going to be where you're going to go, this glass case that we have.
Well, thank you for showing us around there. I will definitely be back from time to time to check out your NES selection. Did you want to give contact info to the audience here?
Yeah, so we are located on the second floor of the Rosedale Mall. Our website is gamesandgoonline.com, and you can call us at 651-636-6099. Our address is 1595 Highway 36 West, space 735, Roseville, Minnesota 55113.